Good evening, or good morning to some of you out there. And damn, I fucking forgot what I usually say. Anyway, good evening. Welcome to the show of Why I Repent. I'm your host for the day, Cold Conscious, where we talk about random topics, and I fuck that all up. But just Cold Conscious, your host.
Slow chemical.
And this is the show where we talk about random shit and we just go off on these amazing, incredible rants. If you guys didn't see the last Dare Disagree, not this Dare Disagree, the week after that, you would just get just a small taste of the rants and shit that we have. But today we're going to do something just a little bit different. We're going to rant last. Right now we want to talk about our album, which is supposed to be coming out April. Not exactly showing a date yet. And we just want to talk about that.
Oh well, I came up with a date tonight because I was just talking to some people, and I decided that the date that it will come out will be April 30th. That way, everything will be in order. We'll have our cover art done. Um, Paperwork will be right. So April 30th is the date it will come out.
Indeed. Yeah, you want to talk a little bit? What were you gonna go into the production maybe of the album, or explain some of the songs? What
Yeah.
songs you want to explain? Actually, the ideas
Yeah.
behind them and the thought process. Process in general.
All right. Yeah, we can do that. First of all, the name of the title is "While Repent." I'm gonna do it again. Hence, the name of our podcast, and I don't know if we're gonna keep that the name of our podcast. We might switch it up. You never know. This is something we just decided to do randomly at the beginning of the year. But pretty much the title. That's a long story, so I'll simplify it pretty much. It came down to me talking to my mom one day, and I just asked her, like, when you know you're gonna do something again, like people who are really spiritual always say, God knows your heart, so He knows when you're lying, and He knows when you're telling the truth. So what it came down to was me saying, hey, if you know you're gonna do something again, and you absolutely know for sure you're gonna do it again, why repent in the first place? And I wasn't trying to be flip or anything. I was asking a genuine question. Like, I know for a fact if I talked to you, cold conscious, and you took my girlfriend one time and you said, well, I know I'm gonna do it again because she's hot. Why
Right.
even, you know what I'm saying? Why even apologize the first time? Because to me that means you don't mean it because you already let me know where your heart is. So a lot of people have heard it, and actually, I think we'll get sales off the fact that of our album alone. The title alone is kind of controversial. I don't consider it controversial, but then again, I'm the type of person that says anything out my mouth. And once again, as they said, watch dare disagree. So
Yeah,
you
there you
know,
go. Pretty
so
much.
so yeah, that's what the title came from, and it's actually supposed to be a solo album, but at the time we were both on Dare Disagree. We were gonna call the album Dare Disagree, but when I left Dare Disagree, um, I said, well, I don't want to promote the podcast I'm not on anymore. That's kind of dumb. Like I have no problem saying, hey, Dare Disagree, those are my boys. Look out for them. You dig what I'm saying? But as
Right.
far as an album where I'm not even on it, because people still do text me and say, hey man, are you ever gonna be on Dare Disagree again? And I think I've done 2 shows since I've left.
Yeah. Usually, most times, to laugh at my fucking rants.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not like I'm even speaking, so I usually don't tell people I'm on because I know I'm not going to speak much. But that's where the title came from, pretty much.
Right. Pretty
Um,
much. Right.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah. Next, that's the title. I'm still on Dare Disagree, but we decided since we're both not, like I said, since we're both not on, why not change the title? We didn't really promote the podcast since both of us aren't on it. I'm still on it, barely on it. That's the main reason. And this album, it was actually going to be an EP at first, about 5 songs, if I'm not mistaken. 5 song EP. And then we decided after a while, because if you really want to be honest about it, this shit should have probably been released a long time ago. EP. But we felt as though since we already did an EP, why not just go for a full-length album? And we was getting beats, we was going over them, and we had a lot of songs, and we just decided to fucking turn it into an album, which I'm really happy for because Slow Chemical hit me up every day, like, it's gonna be an EP. No, it's gonna be an album. No, it's gonna be an EP. It's gonna be an album. And that's just the thought process because his process is that when he's going through I've never seen him in a process of a solo album, but I can tell you from experiences from the EP and fucking the album coming out now, you're probably going to have his mind changed about 50 times throughout the process. And usually it just works that way, Like, I don't like that, let me take that out. And then maybe we turn it back into an EP again. Go on, just like, okay, keeping the EP for like 3 months. As soon as about to release it, it's just like, you know what? I'm getting these beats, I have these songs. These are good songs I'm getting good reviews off of. Let's push it back and change it into an album. And I was just like, fuck it, more music, Anybody that knows me, from Jonathan Esther to Alone in the Dark to Slow Chemical, know that that's one thing that I love. I love releasing new music. I like it. Anytime we can put more music out there is the best thing for me. So the fact that I text Slow Chemical this, I'm like, the fact that we changed this into an album made me feel comfortable. I feel like the EP was going to be rushed anyway, but I feel like we're giving everybody more. We're not shortchanging nobody. We're not shortchanging ourselves. We have a lot of fucking songs and a lot of good ones like like Parking Lot Kisses that's on there that wasn't even thought about was going to be on the album at first. It was a beat that Jonathan Esther sent us, and he's like, "Hey, it's called Parking Lot Kisses. I have nothing for it." And we wasn't going to put it on the album at first. Even the album wasn't going to put it on the album at first. Then, we went over it, and like I said, Slow Chemical said this is my bass is not on it, but Slow Chemical said this is the hardest song he had to write to. He had to just sit there with nothing on and just listen to this back to back to back to back. Because the beat is so different. It's a hot beat, but it's a very different beat. Everybody who knows Jonathan Esther beats, all his beats are very different. It's not really just your regular type of beat. It's a very different type of beat. So, it wasn't gonna be on the album, and then he just listened to it, was like, I got it, and fucking sent me the track. I heard it, and I was like, this is fucking great, and we've heard good reviews about it. I think that's one of the highest reviewed songs that we had on there, if I'm not mistaken. Between that and the fucking shit. How do I not know our own song name? Got Lighted Up.
Because you didn't name any of them but one.
Right, that's a good point. Between Parking Lot Kisses and Lighted Up, all like it seemed like getting the best reviews. The whole album was getting really good reviews, but those two songs specifically are getting the good reviews. That and Border Crossing, if I'm not mistaken.
Border Jumping, yep.
Border Jumping. Yeah, those are the songs that get the reviews. It's crazy because Lighted Up is getting a lot of attention. A lot of attention. And you can ask me and Slow Chemical, we do not think that song is really special. It's not. Our special song that we wanted, our baby child was fucking Paula Deen. But everybody is really fucking feeling Lighted Up, and you can't really go against what everybody's feeling. So.
No doubt. I do we do have an interview coming up. It was supposed to be the week after the album comes out, which was the second week in April. So now I don't know if that's still going to happen that date or if we're going to wait till like the first week of May. I prefer to wait when the album comes out. That's something we have to discuss with those particular DJs that I'll talk to when I talk to them. But to get to the meat of the album, pretty much the intro was, and this is actually a good thing to bring up because Kristen Clever, who reviewed the album, he is a great review. Check it out, it's on hiphopdigest.com. He said that he felt like on the intro I was rapping and I was in competition with the beat. Well, I feel in response to that, you're always in competition with the beat. You're always trying to take a listener from just listening to the track to listening to what you have to say.
Right.
Because it's easy for anybody just to listen to a beat and nod their head. I mean, anybody does that, but to get them to listen to what you're saying is something different. But that wasn't originally. There wasn't no beat on that. So originally it was just cold conscious bass, and then I was rapping fast because that's the way I wanted to rap. Or on the intro, because if anybody's heard "Even Gods Must Die," but people who have heard, they just hear that it's his bass line, and that was on purpose, his bass line, because I just wanted to, because it was an EP and because it was done the way it was done, structured. I said, well, you're not gonna have much time to really talk. He actually only said one thing on "Even Gods Must Die," which is I think these people don't know or something like that. So
Yeah.
I said, look, let's just give you some baseline, and it worked out good. To me, it did. And the idea for me that I had on this intro was, hey, I rap fast over his bass. That way, you just get me and him. Well, the first time, uh, a couple of people that heard it reviewed it and Cold Conscious heard, they really didn't like it. They said it needs to be over a beat, and I was completely against it. But I said, you know what? All these people are saying this. I'm the only one that thinks it's hot. So that means it's me. It's not anybody else. It's me. So I sent it back to Jim Star Pro, who did the beat, who engineered the intro to begin with. He did the beat to it, and it came out pretty good. But so for those people who hear the intro, they're gonna think like I'm trying to rap fast just to rap fast, but no, it was actually done backwards. And because I'm completely out of state from him, it's not like I could just drive the 10 hours, do one verse, and then come back to Atlanta. So
Yeah.
that's what intro's like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, you're right. I did only say one thing. Even Gods Must Die. A lot of people don't know that was like my first real recording process. Well, this is I like to say I really like to say this album is my first actual recording process where like I'm actually like from the beginning of the process where we actually had to come with songs from scratch. It's like my first actual. I like to think my first actual recording process. It's been a hell of a experience, definitely so far. But like yeah, as you said, line it up when I first heard it, I was just like, don't get me wrong, I love being the fucking center of attention. This is my bass going, I love it, but it's just I feel like it's just missing something. And then fucking you send the Gemstar Pro, if I'm not mistaken, to
Yeah,
ask him to put a beat on it.
toward the intro, right?
Yeah, yeah, for the
Yeah,
intro.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
actually
then
good.
yeah, Slow Chemical sent it to the Gemstar Pro. It was like, listen, kind of put a beat on the end, just make it, make it hot. And anybody who has worked with Juststar Pro knows he could fucking make fucking shit into gold. Really, like, I mean, I'm not saying that that song was shit, but just that's my best analogy I had in my mind. And he made that fucking beat. The Slow Chemical just emailed me like, listen, he calls me hella excited. Like, listen, this shit he did with this is fucking ignorant. It's so fucking good, it's ignorant. It's ridiculous. Listen to it. And I heard it, and I was like, you know what? This shit is fucking ignorant, but in a good way, always. Yeah, absolutely. It just felt like it was missing something, and I'm guessing the beat was that something. So you know,
Yeah,
that's
but
that's how we got to like it. Like I said, it was backwards. That's why it might seem like he's in competition with the beat. So
but yeah, I did want to clear that up because I have had some people who read the review and say they don't know what that means because anybody that's heard my style knows I can turn it on from rapping fast to rapping slow, and I just have the best way I can describe my style is I have E40. Some people say Macklemore, but he's whack, so I don't want to be compared to him. Um, he's not whack because of his rhyme style, but he's whack because he's just a whack
I
human
went
being.
first.
That's
Oh
my
yeah.
personal. That's my feeling though. But anyways, moving on to the second song on the album, "Light It Up." That's also produced by Jim Star Pro. Uh, when he originally sent me the beat, this was actually, in my opinion, going to be like the intro. And then I heard the beat and I sent it to Cold Conscious, and I immediately knew what I wanted on it. On my very first project I ever did called "Compare to None," my brother Jackson Leans actually did this verse, and the way the verse started off was "In no ride, KC survivor, East Side side, I puff to stay high." He wrote that in 2005, and I remember I immediately heard that and said, "That's gonna be the chorus to a song one day." And I never had the opportunity to do it, but when I heard this beat, I knew that would fit perfectly on it. So then I sent the beat back to Jim Star Pro and said, "Hey man, put those 4 bars on it or whatever." And he did it. I called. This is another time I called Cold Conscious. I went crazy over it. I was like, "Man, this is crazy. This is crazy. You got to hear it." And to be honest with you, I didn't feel comfortable with the song because when I recorded it, I originally was going to rap fast over it. My style was supposed to be like that, like Twista. like really, really fast. But then I got in the booth, I just wasn't feeling it. Like I took it from my house to the studio, and I just wasn't feeling like it needed to be rap fast on. So I really wasn't feeling the song, to be honest with you. But then the little bit we put it out there, that's the song that's kind of caught fire. So that's actually our first single. We're actually shooting a video for it late this well, early next month. So
Yeah, it was it really wasn't nothing special to me. It was just one of those a good song that you can open up a show with, in my opinion, and a good way to actually open the album with like an actual 4 minute, 3 minute, I think it's 4 minutes, 4 minute song. So my thought process when I did it, I'm like it's basically known that during this whole process that Slow Chemical want me to be more proactive with the bass instead of just doing like a regular bass line. And I will say here, I kind of made that mistake with this song just a little bit because I kind of have a steady bass line. I kind of reminds me of Marilyn Monroe's bass line. It's kind of steady, and if you can hear it, and I get all my bass lines and influences from rock. So, I always try to add some type of rock influence inside the bass lines that I do. And that's what, and you can hear that. If you know rock and roll, you can hear that with the pull off, the hammer-ons. So, that's one of the things where he wanted me to be more aggressive with the bass, and I kind of, just a little bit, kind of wasn't as aggressive as I would like to be and light it up. But it's a pretty steady bass. It's a pretty steady bass line. It definitely drives. I think it drives the song a little bit. So between that and Slow Chemical's Flow, I think it drives that song along. And it's been getting great reviews, so I'm not gonna complain about it.
yeah. Everybody says it quote unquote sets the tone. Moving on to the third track on there, it's called Wake Up. It has our first feature on it. Former Dominican rapper named Wise. I cannot pronounce his last name, but I know he just mainly goes by Wise anyway. If you actually want to find out more about him, he actually has a clothing line called Percherwear, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But he no longer raps. The 2 songs he did on our album are actually his last songs he's ever going to do, supposedly. We'll see how that goes as time goes. But as right now, these are the last 2 songs he'll ever do professionally. But the track was actually produced by a cat named Don Yvonne. He's out of California. I got this beat CD from Jonathan Esther. Had like 20-something beats on it. And anybody that knows me knows I hate getting beat CDs because I'm not the type of person just to listen to beats over and over again. I mean, I have to really be in the mood to just listen to, especially that many beats. It's one thing to send me two or three beats, but to send me 20-something beats, like, you can't just, it's hard to just focus on 1 or 2. But it just so happens that one day I was at work and I wasn't doing anything. So I played the beat CD, and 3 tracks caught my ear. And this was, I think, like the third one that caught my ear. I immediately had the chorus, and I originally wasn't gonna put Weiss on it, but when me, him, and Cole Conscious went to the studio, I needed the second song to put him on. So I just kind of gave this to him because I had nothing else. And actually, the verse you hear from me on this is like my 5th verse I wrote, but the 2nd verse I actually recorded. The first, I didn't know Wise was gonna go as hard as he did. I thought he was gonna half do it because he's a Dominican rapper. I thought he was good at talking about booty. you know. So I underestimated him. Being killing it in the first verse I put on it. I went back. I think I texted Cole Conscious like later that night or maybe like a little while later and said, I am definitely changing my verse. Man. I can admit this. It was completely whack. And I just underestimated him completely, and next thing you know, I ended up redoing my verse and laying it down later on. But it came out pretty good though.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, Slow Chemical sent him. Everybody knows that me and Wise. Well, a lot of people don't know, but me and Wise are from. Well, he's from Dominican Republic, but he resides here in Baltimore, Maryland. So why I actually was born and raised here in Baltimore. At the time, Wise got Wake Up. He was writing his verse inside the car because I picked him up driving. And as he was going, he was just like fucking like we wasn't even talking that much because he was writing his fucking verse. He was writing it, and I give it to him. He wrote that whole fucking verse for Wake Up, inside the car. Between that and Torn, he finished writing Torn and wrote Wake Up from scratch in the car. When you hear a song, the reason he said that he knows he's gonna go so hard on it, well, as I like to say, political, because he heard Wake Up, he was like, man, it sounds very, like, he told me, like, man, it sounds very fucking political. And me just had to be talking about the killings that was going on in Baltimore. I think it was like 23 killings in like a week or something like that, 21 kills in a week, which had to be one of the most deadliest times I could think of. From my time living in Baltimore, my time being, I'm only 21, but from my time being alive, that had to be one of the most deadliest times of Baltimore since I've been alive. And 21 killings in a goddamn week, that's a lot of goddamn people getting shot here in Baltimore. And then, I think his line was, 21 kills in the motherfucking week. That makes Baltimore the new Gaza. I said that's dumb. Only thing is they're killing people for the freedom and we shoot people here for a brick. Something like that. I'm pretty sure I'm paraphrasing, obviously. But, yeah. But it was something like that. And like I said, it kind of caught me. I didn't hear the verse. It kind of caught me off guard, and I know it definitely caught Soul Chemical off guard, because he was like, man, I didn't think it would go that hard, that fucking political. I had no idea. I was like, yeah. He was like, yeah. And then we tell him, like, I'm changing my verse to go, not more political, but kind of political. Like, we didn't really want a political track on this album, because we feel like that we had all our serious and hardness and Even Gods Must Die. Listen to the name, Even Gods Must Die. So there's gonna be some political shit there. But we tried our best not to make anything really political, something that everybody can listen to, something and go too hard like that, too political like that. But it just happened to turn out that way. And sometimes you just, you don't know what's gonna happen when you get in the booth. So it just happened to turn out that way, and that's the way it went. And like I said, I also like that song too. I'm not gonna say one of my favorite songs on the album, but it just ended up turning to something very political. So he, like I said, Slow Cone changed his verse. I've heard it once, I didn't hear it again, so I can't really quote anything from that. But you guys will hear it when it comes out. It's just, and once you hear Wise's verse, you understand why he kind of went in, tweaked his verse, or went in and changed his verse, because he, like I said, nobody knew to go that fucking hard. I'm not saying we were sitting there like our mouths open, but we was kind of like shit, So it is what it is.
All right, the fourth track on it is Rise. That's also produced by Jim Star Pro. He produced more than half the songs on there. Pretty much when I talked to him about a beat, he was just sending me tracks over the phone, over the internet, over online, and I said I was looking for something rock and roll, and I got it. It's far from rock and roll. I really didn't know what to do with it, mainly because of the way the chorus was structured, and I ended up coming up with this, like, heard this breakdown in the last part of the beat, first part is the third verse, and I started doing this little like chant to it, and that's why I came up with the name Rise immediately. And then this was supposed to be like a posse cut. Like everybody that was supposed to get on it kind of like either flaked out. No, they flaked out. Period. Like I still haven't heard from a lot of those people. But my boy Raven, he decided to jump on it, and him and I got on it, and we did our thing. It's not a single. It's definitely an album cut. But Jim Star Pro produced it. It's featuring Raven, and just so y'all know, there's only 2 features on the whole album. It's Raven and Wise, and they're on, I think, a combined 4 songs. But I mean, it's just those 2. There's no one else that actually really featured on it.
Yeah, I don't really have much to say about this. Alex, I got the it's funny that you said that about Jim Star Pro, because there's a running joke. Very great producer, but it's a running joke that we're fucking like, hey, we're asked for rock, and it's like, man, this is the farthest thing for rock. It's like you'd be like, I want some fucking, like, I want some fucking, for the people who are rock fans, I want some fucking Korn, I want some fucking Slipknot, and you fucking get like 50 Cent. Like, how the fuck did that? You know what I'm saying? Like how the fuck did you get that? Well, it kind of be like, well, 50 Cent was on one song of Korn. Like, okay, but how did I? Okay, his rock is definitely a little bit different. He's definitely more of a hip hop producer. It's
All
just
right.
it's just funny to me, man.
All right. And the next song, I don't have much to say about. It's your creation, so tell them about changes.
Changes. Disclaimer: I do not hate women. Okay, I've been getting that a lot. That man, do you fucking hate women? No, I don't hate women. Okay, um, pretty much changes. Slow Chemical came to me, was like, listen, since you didn't really say much on the first album, I want you to make a song. I was supposed to have a solo, not track or some type of solo song on the EP. But I was like, I don't feel too comfortable yet actually doing that. Like I said, because it's my first time really in the process. I didn't feel too comfortable doing that yet. So I was like, I'm not going to do it. So I think we put that, we switched that out with thing. I want to say All Night Long. I don't think I forgot, but
Yeah, we did.
we did. Yeah, that's supposed to be my solo part. But this album, he was like, listen, I really want you to do something this time. You're in the process, kind of. I'm gonna kick you out the fucking nest, whether you like it or not, and either you're gonna fucking float or you're gonna sink. And I was like, shit, okay, fine. So I was at school one day. 'Cause I'm in college. I was at school one day, and I was just sitting there, and I was like, damn, what the fuck? What can I come up with? Because obviously I'm not a rapper. I'm not really much of a singer, and I'm just becoming. I like to put myself in the category of a songwriter because I've been writing a lot more songs now than I have been because I'm starting to get more comfortable with it. But I was just sitting there, and I believe I was texting this girl, and I think she was just like I probably pissed her off and shit like that, and she was kind of like, Mike, you're never gonna change, how about you, how about you stop being an asshole, something like that. And she said this before. This is a girl who I've known in college, not at my college, at a different college. And I liked her, and she was liking me at one point in time, but because I was being me, she ended up she stopped liking me. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's one thing was like she liked me, and everybody knew. I mean, I liked her, everybody knew I liked her, and she liked me. Every time I go over, she actually got my number. I was like, damn, nobody texted me. She's like, you know what? I'll text you and call you and shit like that. I'm like, okay, fuck it, great. And like, it's put to a point where like I slept in her bed, and we kind of long story. But regardless, she like, I remember one time, between that text and one time we did a fucking checkers. I think I probably was being an asshole, probably, but a lot of people don't understand me as my and my jokes will probably consider me an quote unquote asshole. So we was in the car and everybody was outside checkers, and I was kind of like, damn, why is everybody upset? She's like, bro, because you're being an asshole and shit like that. And it's kind of funny because my friend kind of did the whole like church shit. He was like, oh, gotta go, and kind of like stuck his finger up and kind of opened the door to the left. And I was like, and me and her in this car, and she's having a conversation. She's like, I do like you, but the way you've been acting, I just, if you could just calm it down some, that's great. I'm like, fuck it. That I calmed down. Now, I went 3 months or 4 months of calming it down, and she completely shit on me those 3 to 4 months of me calming it down. My bad. It didn't even take that long. It might take like 2 months, but it felt like fucking 3 or 4 months. I'm constantly shitting on me and shitting on me, shitting on me, to the point where even her friends were like, why the fuck are you doing that? Why the fuck are you doing that to him? You asked him to change, or you ask him to act this way, and he is for you because he likes you, and you're shitting on him completely. Like, she would say shit to me that I used to snap back at, that I wouldn't snap back at. And I felt like a whole bitch. That's what I felt like. A fucking hoe, a whore, a bitch. Everything in that category is what I felt like, me personally. Until one day, she did it, and everybody in the room was like, bro. Like, even her friends were like, you need to fucking say something, because we know that this is not you. We know that you are a jackass, but you're our jackass, and we know that you're a jackass. You can fucking defend yourself when it comes to words. We know this. We know you can handle your own when it comes to words, and you just had to go to a fisticuffs. And I'm like, you're absolutely fucking right. And I just fucking snapped, and all that assholeness backed up came out on fucking everybody. And it's kind of funny because and then come on her, it came on everybody. I think everybody's kind of regretting that they told me to do that shit. It's kind of like shit. Like afterward, it was like shit. I didn't say fucking do that shit to me. It was just it was the funny thing. It was like shit. I knew you were going to her, but why did we have to get involved in it? I'm just like sorry. It was backed up. I couldn't fucking help it. I could not help it. So, this is like I said, I was in school. I checked, and that's when she said that too, and it kind of brought me all back. And I was like, you know, I feel like these fucking females try to change you, just to mold you into something you really don't want to be. Me personally, I made a fun song. Like I said, my rock roots obviously came out in this song. It's definitely the most rock song that we have on the album. So my rock roots came out, and I came up with the chorus. Like I said in school, kind of like, she's trying to change me. She trying to change me. She trying, that bitch is crazy. Cause you got to be fucking crazy if you think you can change somebody. Like I think about it like this. Everybody, you shouldn't want to change somebody. You like that person because of the way they are. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of one of the things where you go with them, you go with them because they are assholes. You like their assholeness because it's going to be fun. I mean, you take the consequences of that assholeness, but you like the assholeness. That what drew you as the assholeness. And me being nice didn't draw her. Me, the assholeness drew her because she's an asshole herself. Very good friends with her now, but I was thinking about like, oh, she trying to change. I thought about the cause that I was like, well, she fucking changed me because at one point she did. I'm not gonna sit here and admit and say that she didn't. She absolutely did change me. That's why I got to, she fucking changed me. Oh, everybody's like, oh, that's your baby now. That's definitely your girl because she changed you. She quote unquote pussy whipped you, and I didn't have the fucking pussy yet. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have the pussy, but I still like it. Absolutely, she gives it to me when I get it drunk enough. Not like that, but I I didn't get the goddamn pussy yet, and I'm fucking sitting over here changing my style and how I am. That's something I promised myself I would never change for anybody else. You're gonna get me, I'm not gonna say raw and uncut right away, but you're definitely gonna get me a little bit toned down after a while. It'll be raw and uncut. But it's just one of the things where I was in school and I just thought about that. Like I said, I definitely want Slow Chemical to hop on that one. Because my lack of rapping skills, like I said, lack of rapping, but as Slow Chemical used to always tell me, it gets the point across. A very fun song, hard track, and the ending part is actually pretty funny. We found this fucking documentary. I don't know where the fuck Jim Star Pro pulled this from the catacombs, but Jesus Christ, we found a fucking documentary of like this African, this African lady getting cheated on by her African husband, and it's just the funniest shit ever. When you guys hear it, it's hard to explain when you guys hear it, and I actually forgot what the shit's called. You can look it up, but you guys hear it's the funniest shit ever, bro, to me. And we definitely put that on a song. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It came from that situation. Pretty personal, not too personal, but that's the reason I called it changes. Because I can't change for nobody like that ever again. After being shit on like that. So.
All right. So that's number 5. Track number 6 is actually called Paula Deen. As you heard Cole Conscious say earlier, that's I guess our baby. That's a track. That's just so y'all know, fairness and disclosure. Songs like Paula Deen, Marilyn Monroe. Mainly Marilyn Monroe. I wrote Marilyn Monroe years ago. I just at the time never had the heart to record it because I feel like it would cause so much controversy, and it ended up causing some controversy with some people. Like some people came up to me saying, "I don't really like that track." So did you listen to it? But with the Paula Deen thing, I was actually in my apartment with my ex, and the Paula Deen thing actually happened, and everybody's all mad because she said she wanted a plantation wedding. I said, well, as long as you don't invite me, I can care less. I thought it was kind of funny how many black people got mad, And so I immediately came up with a song there, but I said, I don't want it to be about racism because I just don't care about politics like that. So then I immediately my mind starts going. And finally I said, you know what? I love white women. that what more can make you mad if I just name a bunch of white women on my name on a track and I name absolutely no black women? Because I remember I was at a job one time and like they were like name me top 5 women. And I named top 5 women like that, but they're all white. And I can't name to this day I can't name 5 black women that are in famous positions that I could say I would do anything with. I can name 3, and that maybe 3. I know I could definitely name 2, but I just remember that immediately came to me. So I wrote the song. Jim Star Pro produced this one as well. Uh, it's a fun track. It's an honest track. That's the one thing that I heard a lot from the people who heard Paula Deen is it's so honest. They're like, it's so honest. How can anybody be mad about this? So
Yeah.
that's that was supposed to be a single, but I don't think it's gonna be a single because we have other songs.
Well, he cut off. He'll be back. But like they said, it's probably not gonna be a single. We have other songs that a lot of people are feeling. So that's probably why it's not gonna be a single. And this is around this time is actually the funner tracks, the more bouncier tracks, the upbeat tracks. You kind of have changes. It's a fun track. It's personal, but it's a fun track. You have Paula Deen, and once you get to this half of the album, it's definitely the funnest part of the album. But yeah, Paula Deen is definitely one of the things where it's like I love for white women, I guess. And many people who don't know between me and Slow Chemical, we have a outright fucking love for white women. He's actually deeming that he would never fuck a black woman again ever in his life. I can't make that same promise. I tell people all the time, no matter really what color you are, as long as you're not fucking stupid, you don't get on my goddamn nerves every goddamn day. I mean, women gonna have their days when they get on your nerves regardless. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you don't get on my goddamn nerves every goddamn day. But we kind of had this running joke. Well, not a joke to him, but a joke to me. That white woman. I haven't yet to do a white woman yet. So that's why I'm always so up in arms about it. But I think there's no sexier than a black woman, who's about her shit, my business. So So I had the because at first when we first got the beat from Gemstar Pro, I was supposed to put a bass line kind of all through the Paula Deen track, but Slow Chemical kept saying, listen, put it. It doesn't need to be throughout the whole track, but just this one spot. There's one spot I want you to put it at, and it would sound a lot better if it's on this one spot, and not throughout the whole track. I feel like it take away from the track. That's what we did. We kind of started putting my bass part at this part of the album. We started putting my bass tracks kind of like in certain spots, in certain spots. That way I can actually be heard. Start putting them in certain spots. So we did that with the bass line. We put it like in a certain spot, then put it all over the track. And it turned out pretty good. And definitely, a thrive for us white, for how much we love white women. It's funny because he's naming all these fucking white women. It's just fucking ridiculous. Like I said, like I was telling them, this gets around to the funner tracks. After the kind of harder tracks, the kind of the slow down, kind of the rush part, we can laugh a little bit tracks.
No doubt, no doubt. You know what we could do, because I'm looking at it. We've been on for about like 40 minutes. You want to leave? This is half the album right now. You want to do the other half next week and just get to what we got to say? Sure.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm not sure what this means. I mean, it might mean something, but as all you know, that whatever the day may brings, this chick. All of you know that this is the never-ending saga with this girl. Because every time you think it's gonna be like, I'm not gonna talk to her again. Not talk to her again. I'm not gonna really talk to her like that. She always brings me something new to the fucking table that keeps me guessing. I'm not sure she's doing it on purpose, but she always keeps something to the fucking table that keeps me guessing. So I didn't do absolutely no goddamn work yesterday. Or it's 12:55 now, so to Thursday. absolutely really nowhere to the end of my shift. I was just pretty much, because I closed, I was pretty much sitting at the front desk talking to her the entire time. We're having conversations, And, like, she was kind of like, I'm not sure what this means. I'm pretty sure people are like, what the fuck do it means? But she was kind of like, Mike, I've been thinking about you. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, people were like, oh, that's the perfect thing right there. There's 2 instances. She was like, I've been thinking about you. I was like, I didn't say why at first. I was like, oh, really? She was like, yeah. I was like, well, before I could say why, she was like, I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. I was like, I did my whole thing like, oh, well, that's sweet. I actually blushed a little bit. And she kind of, she definitely started laughing about that. Like, she started laughing about that. Like, oh, you made me blush a little bit. She started laughing. We had a good laugh about it. And it was like a regular, like, fucking Kevin Hart laugh. It's like one of them I'm trying to look cute type of laughs. So I'm like, shit. Then, then she fucking had, we have this at my job, it's called a bonus card. Basically, you can put your phone number in or you can slide the card. Now, she asked me could I pay for it. Like, because when she was arrested, she can't pay for it. So she gave me her money to pay for it, her card to pay for it. So, mind you, it's closing time. It's 9:30. There's nobody inside this store. There are self scans open where you can like check yourself out. Like where you check yourself out. So I'm like, okay, why didn't you go to one of these self scans? It's beyond me. But sure, I'd do it. And then she's like, well, I don't have my bonus card, so just put in my number. I'm like, what the fuck? So I put in her number and I can't fucking remember this shit. I probably should have remembered it. I'm trying to figure out 2 things. One, what does fucking the first shit I said mean? And second, should I have remembered this girl's number and be like a pedophile about that shit and fucking like, fucking creep about that shit? It's like, remember her number? Text like, yo, I remember that number. I'm at it. I'm at a stall because she confuses me. Not confuses me every day, but kind of confuses me every fucking day, man.
Is that a question or is that your?
Oh no, that's a legit question.
I don't know. Ask me the question again. Hold on, okay. Ask the question again. Okay. All right, I'm ready. Go ahead.
So the first part of the question is that you heard the first part. Like, what? How should I take that? The fact that the fact that she said that, and I was like, well, you're making me blush. You gotta put on a cute laugh and shit like that. Covering her face and all that. What females do. And should I have fucking remembered this girl's number because she told me to put it in for a bonus card to get a fucking discount? I feel like she didn't ask nobody else. She just asked me. There's a lot of people around and self scans. She could have checked herself out. She could check herself out in the self scan, but she decided to pick me out of all people. And apparently, when I went to the fucking break room, she was looking for me for a while. So I'm not 100% sure what she confused. She's just confused the fuck out of me. And she's gonna make me. She's gonna eventually make me fucking just choke her or some shit like that. So to prevent me from choking her, what should I do?
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny. As far as her saying, I've been thinking about you. Well, yeah, she's been thinking about you because you've been paying attention to the Mexican chick, and she noticed it. So it's one of those things where like you were giving her this attention, and she liked it. And one thing I remember, I kept telling you this. I kept telling you, man, she's feeling you. But the more and more you kept telling me, I'm like, all right, she's feeling them, but like she loves the attention. But it's one of those things where it's what they call a honeymoon period. Like she figures if I just immediately just give in to, Mike, quote unquote, the honeymoon period will be over. I won't get the attention. And a lot of people think that way. And you know what? That's not entirely their fault. Like we live in the age of what have you done for me now? So let's say if you get with her or whatever and you get the nookie, she doesn't know you. Like I know you, but she doesn't know you. So she's in the back of her mind probably thinking, I like this attention I'm giving. I like that he's a gentleman, et cetera, et cetera. But the fact that like once she gives in to you, like it doesn't have to even be sex. It can just be a kiss. She's like, then the attention will stop. And some dudes are that stupid to where they do that, That's to answer your question for there. That's the big part of it is just protecting herself, being paranoid, and her being jealous, flat out. Like you can tell she like, I mean, come on, we all know 2 or 3, 4 or 5. I know at least double-digit people that love the attention, and they notice when people notice they're not getting attention. It's like that. Like my Indian, for example, I had got her used to me texting her every morning. Now, I would not text her in the morning to like necessarily be like, have a conversation. It was one of those things that when we were talking seriously, I would just text her in the morning and say good morning because I didn't even think about it. Something I did, and she got so used to it that I completely forgot about it. So for like 2 days, I stopped doing it, and she texted me on the third day, said, "So I don't get a good morning anymore. Like, are we like not cool? Like, what's going on?"
Right.
And that's how a lot of people think. And no, you shouldn't remember her number. I don't know my own number. How am I gonna remember somebody's number?
Man,
But
I didn't remember the fucking Mexican girl's names. I knew I was going to remember them fucking digits. And I was like, shit.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's a tricky situation. But I mean, like I said, I still maintain she feeling you. You dig what I'm saying? I still maintain that. It's just one of those things where it's gonna come a time where you're gonna have a decision to make, and it's gonna be either whatever the day may bring, Jesus Christ, whatever the day may bring, or it's gonna be either this Mexican chick, or it could be something else. It could like be somebody else. It could be like, it could be, hey, my homeboy is going to this new spot. They know for sure that you can hook up with a white chick, either the
Right.
white chick, or it's gonna be whatever the day may bring, and it's gonna happen more sooner than later. Trust me, it's gonna happen. Right then, is she's gonna know where she stands with you. Me personally, I've seen pictures of this girl. If the things are true that you told me about her,
What?
that she might be, never touched.
Oh, yeah. I believe so. I didn't get into a conversation, but she kind of made some, like, she said it, she said some shit really wrong, and she was like, I need an alcoholic beverage. And she was like, by the weekend, I'm going to have something in me. And I know she meant by beverage, but, me being the asshole I am, I'm like, what? you know, she been the asshole. I'm like, hey, you do what you do. She was like, she's kind of like, she hasn't really explained to me that has she done it or not, but she was kind of like, nah, I don't do that. So the jury's still out on that. But I mean,
All right.
like I said, from what people tell me, I don't know. I can't go off what people tell me all the time.
Yeah, you really can on that one. But I will say this: if that is true, hmm, my mentality is a lot different than yours. But you're younger than me. You haven't lived as much as I have yet. Right now, my mentality will be, dude, I don't want to be remembered. They always remember the first. I won't be forgotten. I won't be forgotten. But I understand the appeal of being the first. But I'm telling you right now, I have been with women that I'm not their first. But like once you put it in, they immediately have feelings. They're immediately attached. I've had a virgin before, dude. They get attached. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about you. Their boyfriend right after that. That's how they're gonna see it. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you would have to make the decision. Like you would be all in at that particular point. Like you would be in as far as like having a relationship. Because I mean, as much of a jerk as you are, you're not that much of a jerk to where you're gonna sit there and dump a girl till she gets the abortion. That's not, to me. That's not in you. That's it. I think that's in Jonathan Esther. I do, but I don't think it's in you though. That's my opinion though.
Yeah, no. I mean, like I said, I tell you guys all the time. Am I looking for a relationship? No. 'Cause I feel like the more you look for a relationship, you won't find it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking for it. At the same time, I'm not
Fighting it.
denying it. Exactly. I'm not pushing it away. Like if it happens, it happens. And she's pretty. I give it to her. She did that whatever the day may bring shit, and I will never let that down until the day I die, probably. I be telling my kids like, yeah, whatever the day may. Yeah, I'm telling you, she did all that and everything. But no matter, even though past the whatever the day may bring, she's actually a pretty. She's actually pretty goddamn funny, and she makes me laugh. And she's definitely a cool personality, which you don't really get often. So if that was to be the case, I wouldn't necessarily be too upset. Because everybody's like, because everybody, like I told you, black people like smell when you like somebody. And fucking, and like he just they're like, they're like, well, she's a virgin. If you fuck her, then she's gonna be attached. I'm like, I really don't have a problem with you motherfuckers have a problem. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't really bother me as much as it bothers you, as it bothers certain people.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is. It's kind of it is what it is. Yeah. That definitely fucking confused me. I'm like, fuck you give me, whatever.
Here's the thing, though, Cold Conscious. Don't let it confuse you. Here's the thing. Don't put too much stock into it, and don't put little stock in it. You know what I'm saying? Keep it even kill. Keep it at 50%, which is hard to do. And I'm not much older than you, but I still have the same issue where I'll hear something and I got completely different vibe the person. So now the person is like showing me this and that. I'll show you. Prime example is this girl I work with. Like anybody knows me knows that's someone else. But like she has the body and the smart to bring me back if I were to ever, break my oath, And
Right.
it's one of those things. She'll stare at me. But at the same time, when we're talking, like she won't even look at me. Like what? And things like we'll be talking about business or something like that, like work. But like if I'm like across the room or something like that, I know she's staring at me. I can feel it. You know what I'm saying? I'm light skinned, so I'm naturally paranoid. It happens. So like it's one of those things where you can't put too much stock into it, which is hard to do. A lot of times you're like, nah, I got this, and you don't want to get cocky, but you're like, I know I got this. Like, why don't you just give it to me? But at other times you're like, hold on a second. Whatever day made, man, I want to smack this broad. It's like it's so ridiculous, but you still have to always try to balance it out. You have to balance the scales. But the best way I would say handle it is keep doing what you're doing, and you'll make her come out. You'll make her make the decision to come to you and say, look here, what's going on? Like I said, prime example. There's a lot of things I do with my Indian girl now where I wouldn't have done before, but I do them now because I make her say them. Like instead of me always doing things, I'm like, you need to say it. Like I don't know. Like we're not together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like I'm not text her on purpose. I'll go like 3 days I won't text her on purpose, just so she knows. The work works 2 ways. You don't need to forget that. Boy, don't forget this. And sure enough, on that 3rd day, she don't let it go by, boy. Boom. Really? This is where we're gonna go? Like no text messages, and we always get into a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure some group out there is just like, why does he keep calling her my Indian? That's probably some racist shit somewhere. Fucking like you just own Indians all over the goddamn, like a little ranch or some shit like that. The fuck?
For the record, I say my Indians. I want to say her name on live.
Yeah.
That's why.
But just like fucking, just like you just branding their asses and shit like property of fucking slow chemical. Jesus Christ. But yeah, man, you're right. Only I've been really to her attention because the Mexican hasn't been at the bank recently. The past 2 days. For the past, I haven't seen her in the past week, if I'm not mistaken. Because either I get there late, like I work late and the bank is closing, or she just hasn't been there for like the fucking damn near week. This is the last time I can remember. She probably was there maybe like Monday or Tuesday. I don't know. But yeah, my bad. She was there Tuesday. I remember her name on Wednesday. Yeah, she was there, but I haven't seen her in 2 days. And like I said, whatever they may bring, she's happened to be closing with me. But she got there at 10, so she's basically there the entire time I'm there. She's gonna be there. She's closing again, though. She's there to 10 tomorrow, today, too. So I guess I had to give her fucking some type of attention. I was seeing it. So. Well, not really. I don't have to, but I might as well. I'm not doing shit else in my life. And it's always that same fucking guy, the guy who was like, "I got you." That guy, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with him, man. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I like getting my fucking ego stroked. I want when I ask you about a girl who I'm trying to go after, I want you to stroke my goddamn ego. Like you got it, you got it. Pump me the fuck up. Don't be like, well, I don't. Don't be like, oh man, well, I told you you gotta do this. Say, man, she touched on my chest today. Don't do shit like that. Do not do shit like that. Cause you do shit like that, I'm liable to shoot you in the face. I don't shoot people in the face often, but when I do, it's probably for shit like that. Don't I despise when this is the first time I had this happen to me because this is my first job, so I really get you just a lot of their personalities that work in my job, and he's one of them. And I'm pretty sure everybody has this guy that's just like, yeah, man, you like who always like is telling you you should go after her, do what you do, I'll speak for you, kind of like that, motherfucker. I don't need you to speak for me. I speak for myself just fine right now. Okay, I don't need you to speak for me. For one, don't keep when I say keep speaking, and this motherfucker keeps going and speaking like, well, yeah, man, go get her. But as soon as he goes, go get her, like, hey, give me fucking pound cake. Like, here, take this nice pound cake. Then as that, throw some fucking like onions or like some vegetables on top of that shit. Motherfucker, I don't want eat healthy. I don't want this shit now. Don't give me soft pound cake just to try to throw fucking, onions on top of the shit. You know what I'm saying? That's a terrible analogy. But you kind of get my point where I'm going. Everybody probably has that one guy just like, hey, you go after her. Hey, by the way, I don't know what it is about her, but she keeps touching my chest and she keeps hitting me. I don't know why she keeps hitting me, and I don't know. He's talking about getting. I'm like, yo, I really don't want to hear that. And I guess he knows. Cause I get very quiet. I just be like, oh yeah, well, see you later, man. I don't want to hear that bullshit. You talking? What's wrong with him? Had to shoot him in the face. That's my little rant.
Okay. So I guess my I don't know if it's a rant, but I guess my topic I've been actually holding it for several weeks because last week we didn't do a show, but we did like 4 other shows last week.
Yeah.
But they weren't the actual Wild Repent show, so I'm glad we actually didn't do one. I was burnt out by Wednesday. Trying to find I mean I don't know why I was burnt. I think I was more burnt out from trying to get everything together. Like setting up Google Hangouts on like if you don't have a laptop working, it's kind of hard. So I think it's what burned me out was dealing with this nigga technology. But
yeah, powerful niggatry at work.
Yeah, pretty much. So pretty much there's been several situations, but there's one situation that's kind of it bothers me, and I don't mind saying when something bothers me. Same way like when you're talking to somebody and everybody feels I don't know I think this at least people think men are supposed to always have machismo and say like I'm a man, I don't do this, I don't do that. Let me put it like this: anybody that says that isn't a man to begin with. That's my opinion. I have no problem telling somebody when it bothers me. I think I told co-conscious on plenty of occasions. I have no problem talking it out with anybody. If we talk it out, I feel it can avoid a lot of other situations. Now, if you decide you don't want to talk, that's where the problems come into play. Once you make the obvious decision to not speak and to be foolish, it's how people get killed. It's how people mess up friendships, etc., etc. Anybody can feel free to disagree because it's the internet, and you guys, and most people who comment on the internet anyway or don't have heart to begin with. The people I see with these YouTube comments and the likes and the dislikes, those are the same people that if you see them on the street, they have their head down and they're chumps. My opinion.
Right.
So, there's a situation happening to where I was just a few months ago. So I had to drop my ex back off in Maryland. So we decided to use her truck, drive up there, and I would take the bus back. Because I didn't really like paying for it was like $400 for a one-way ticket from DC to Atlanta. I'm not paying $400 for a one-way ticket. I can't justify that. You could pay for like 20 hookers with that. But anyway, so we go up to Maryland. I'm only up there for like 2 or 3 days, and so I hit up somebody. Look here, I ain't got too many friends in Atlanta. I don't got too many people. And when I say friends, I mean people you could depend on. Now, it's one thing to have acquaintances. We all have tons of acquaintances, We just so happen to call them friends. Why do people call them friends? I don't know. If you call them up and say, hey, I need $200, give me out of bail, they're going to say, look here, I don't know you like that, homie. That's an acquaintance. That's not a friend, in my opinion. So I called this person up and I said, look here, man, I need you to pick me up from the bus station, because my aunt, she don't drive on highways anymore. She's older. And so she said, oh, I got you. So I said, look here, if you can't do it, let me know Saturday night. I can find another way. So I get on a bus, and I'm supposed to be back in Atlanta by 10:45 a.m. Sunday morning. So at 9 a.m., I hit her up. I say, look here, we're on time. We're actually beyond time. You can leave now because by the time you get there, I'll be there. This is the message I get. Oh, my kid is sick. Um, yeah, my kid is sick. I said, so what does that mean? Because here's the thing. She has kids, but she has a boyfriend that stays home and watches the kids. One. Two, if your kids are that sick, you wouldn't go to work. And so I knew she had to work that day. So I said, all right, no response. I get no response at all. So I'm calling up people before I actually get into Atlanta. Just so having my cousin wasn't doing anything, so she came and got me. But she was like an hour late because she had to get dressed and get her daughter ready and everything, which is fine because I still had to ride home.
Right.
Here's where the problem comes into play. I learned from my ex. This is one thing I learned from my ex. Do your research, because I've been told, and anybody that listens to Dare Disagree knows this. I have not had an epic rant on this show yet, but anybody that knows me knows it takes a lot to get me frustrated. But once I get frustrated, it's over. I'm gonna say whatever I want to. The gloves are off. I'm biting and low blowing everything. So I said, all right, before I check her, I'm gonna definitely make sure I do my research. Her kids are sick, right? So I said, first thing I said, I'm gonna call the job. If I call the job, I used to work with her, by the way. I said, if I call the job, and talk to the host and to see if she's there, that means they weren't that sick. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I call the job up. I'm like, hey, I talk to the host. Hey, boom, boom, boom. This is Ryan. Don't say my name. It's like, all right, what's up? It says such and such there. Oh yeah. I said, what time did she come in? Mind you, this chick has an MO for coming to work late. Like, whenever she gets there early or on time, people say, what happened? Why are you here? And she's like, what do you mean? Like, you're on time. Like, that's how bad she is.
That God, when somebody asks you why the fuck are you here, because you're on time, that's pretty goddamn bad.
That's how bad she is. So I said, all right. So I said, oh yeah, she's here. I said, what time did she get there? Oh yeah, she was an opener, so she got here around like 10:10. I said, hold on a second. I talked to this chick at 9:30. She got there at 10:10. That's 20 minutes before she's supposed to actually be there. I said, what did she do? Oh, she was just sitting down. She had a chicken biscuit from Chick-fil-A the day before. Really? You got there 20 minutes early? Yeah, chicken biscuit, you fat. You disgust me. You just disgust me. So then, I didn't want to overreact. Even though I technically didn't overreact, but I didn't want to explode. So I hit up a mutual friend of ours. And like, she's a friend of hers and a friend of mine, but she's not biased at all. Like, if you're wrong, she has no problem telling you you're wrong. So I tell her the situation. She's like, oh no. And this is the quote. She said, oh no, she gave you the scissors to cut her off with. I said, that's what I'm thinking. So immediately, like I go up there to visit from time to time because I no longer work for the organization, and I still have people there that I know. And she came up to me and started talking to me about like, hey, this, and she talking like nothing's ever happened. So I was looking at her. I said, look, chicken biscuit eating bitch, you need to hit the bricks,
man. Chicken eating biscuit, bitch.
I said, man, you need to hit the bricks, man. Seriously, man, you need to go before I really get mad. And like, I said, and she just stood there, and she was like looking like she wanted to say something. I said, if you say something, you can get your boyfriend, you can get your man's man, you can get your daddy. I don't care. I'll take all y'all on. You're dead wrong. You need to get out my face. Biscuit. Hit the bricks, man. Straight up, man. And I know she watched the show, so you really need to hit the bricks. You can dislike this all you want. You still ain't got no heart. Chicken biscuit.
Chicken biscuit eating. You hear that, you bitch? Chicken eating biscuit, bitch. Fucking sound like fucking goddamn. Fucking. I can see her like a fucking like Popeyes commercial, some shit like that. Jesus Christ.
His thing is even worse, man. She disgusts me because it's one of those things where then she gonna send me a text like a week later, be like, "Well, I understand you're mad because I didn't respond, and I just want to make sure you're okay, and I really miss you." I don't even respond to stuff like that because you know what's gonna happen. I will seriously explode. Like, don't no. Now you can text me back. Now that you have a chicken biscuit in your mouth, really? Is that what it's about?
Oh my goodness. That
Now
was
you,
chicken.
now
Holy
you can
shit.
respond back. When I say, "Hey man, I'm stuck in the middle of downtown Atlanta, which is an hour from my house, or almost an hour from my house," you gonna sit there and just leave me hanging? I mean, only people that do that is people that don't want you killed, man. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. That like people make time for you. You know what I'm saying? There's never a time, but I don't have time. People make time for you. So, yeah, god damn, that had to be. Listen here. Oh, I got. Listen here, you chicken eating biscuit bitch. Oh man, that probably did it.
Now,
Okay, you're dang right. Okay, we both had I'm his rant. That was probably his rant's obviously a lot bigger than mine. My rant was more like a question, so but shit. With that one, I believe we're gonna shut down the goddamn show because we might have broke the fucking internet again as usual, as it usually happens when we two get the fuck together. Just remember, if you go to fucking work early to get a fucking chicken biscuit, you're probably a fat ass. And I'm so caught. I'm good. God damn it. I've been off today. I'm Cold Conscious, your host for the day.
I'm so chemical. Here's the thing that gets me, it's even funnier. Chick-fil-A is not even open on Sunday, which means you ate like an old chicken biscuit from the day before.
I was thinking that.
How good can it be? It's a warmed up chicken biscuit, man. Really? You gonna leave me in downtown Atlanta? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm talking about, man. It's so chemical. You can shut it off, man. It's not even open on Sundays. It's eating old chicken
Oh, I gotta watch that. I gotta make sure Lord the Dog and Java Esther and fucking they all gotta see this shit. They all live right now. Oh my goodness. I gotta make sure I tell them about this shit. But this is Cold Conscious signing off, and where the fuck the loyalty at?